But then when we do go into crouch mode, we still have the ability to then still hold down attack and do some serious damage to these mobs. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Echo. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. In this Minecraft video, we are on Minecraft Java Edition because just released to the community by Jeb himself is the first official snapshot for the brand new combat mechanics. Now, although I'm on Minecraft Java Edition, these changes will also happen to the Bedrock version, being iOS, Android, Windows 10, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Now, I have done a little bit of testing, and I am quite happy so far, but of course, I want to go through it all with you guys. So this version is 1.14.3, combat test / pending. So what I show you in today's video is subject to change, and most likely upon final release, what you see in this video will be tweaked and slightly changed. Now, it does say 1.14.3, so potentially we could see these combat changes in a 1.14 version, but I think more than likely this is going to happen in 1.15. Now, if you do enjoy today's video, please be sure to hit that like button. I will go through everything in order to join this snapshot. It's a manually installed one, which means it's not in the launcher. So as you guys can see here, posted on Reddit by Jeb, Chief Creative Officer, a custom Java Edition snapshot to test new combat mechanics. The combat mechanics in Java Edition have been a controversial topic ever since the 1.9 update. We want the mechanics to be the same across all editions, but simply porting Java to Bedrock or vice versa is not taking us forward. We want to find a system that is flexible and works well across all input devices. Main issues in Java Edition: too slow for PvP, not exciting enough. Damage per second is too low to beat regenerating items. Too hard to understand for new players. Main issues in Bedrock: tedious on controller. The Legacy editions fix this. Weapons are very similar. Armor is not balanced. The next part then says, this manually installed Java snapshot is the first experiment of the new directions of combat mechanics. It's based upon the current Java Edition system, but with the following major changes. Overall, much faster attacks. Attacks only happen when fully charged, even if you spam click. You can hold to attack. Weapons have different reach, in brackets, attack range. When you stop attacking, the attack timer will continue charging to 200%. At 200%, you can perform special attacks, crits, sweeping, knockback, and these attacks have longer reach. Sweeping only occurs on swords with the sweeping enchantment. Critical attack, jump attacks, bypasses the shields. Shields have no warm-up delay. Shields also activate when crouching / sneaking. If you hit something, the target's invulnerability timer will be shorter if you have a quick weapon. Now, it does say, please comment and critic and give suggestions on where to go from here and then to install it. Now, if you guys want to install it, there's a link down below. It's really simple to install it, but again, it's a manually installed one, so you won't find it in the launcher. Now, if you guys have no idea what's going on, but you clicked on this video because you're curious on what's happening. So, in 1.9, most controversial update ever introduced to Minecraft. There was millions of people that enjoyed the update. They didn't mind the delayed hitting and the combat changes. But there are still millions of Minecraft players that have not skipped past 1.8 because they just don't like the 1.9 combat mechanics. And I can understand why. So what Jeb wants to do, because he's taken control of this himself, he wants to make it possible to just have the same experience on any version of Minecraft, and that's what he wants to do. This was first talked about during the Creator Summit in 2017. So it's taken them like 2 years to kind of take feedback, test, and start releasing this to the community. Anyway, I just wanted to explain that. I do have a world here, Combat V2. So let's go into it and let's check out all the changes in this first official snapshot. So today in this video, we have creepers as our test dummies for all the pain that they have inflicted on us over the years. Now, on the signs is basically everything that has changed in terms of the changes. For example, much faster attacks. I just want to show you guys the basics of what they've done. So previously, the way the attacking would work is the bar that you see in the middle, it powers up, right? And then you would attack. You would then have to wait for it to be fully loaded up again to attack, Now, there is no form of like spam clicking. I mean, you can still tap it, but it's not the same as it used to be. You now hold down to attack, so as you guys can see, I'm simply holding down my mouse, and it kills the creepers in no time. And this is what players wanted, because before 1.9, the way it worked is you would constantly whack in, you could hear people smacking their mouses. Now, you can still, like, power charge attack them, but if you hold it down, obviously the attack is a much better. And I think just from that one change, players are going to be a lot happier. If you are a Java Edition player and you've been a little bit like, I don't really like the combat in the previous versions, then you're going to be happy with this. Now, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft Java recently, so I kind of have got used to the whole slow, delayed combat. Now, there is no sweeping on this at this moment, because, of course, sweeping only occurs when you have the sweeping enchantment, which kind of makes sense now, by the way. The next one here is attacks can only happen when fully charged, even if spam clicking, and I basically showed you that as well. The next one, weapons have different reach, and that's the main thing that I want to show you in today's video. That I kind of like this, actually. So, I have a whole range of different weapons and items in here that we could kind of call weapons or tools in Minecraft that are used for attacking. The blocks that I'm using are to indicate the range that you can attack this. So, creeper in there, grab myself a diamond sword, everything's in diamond. I'm not entirely sure if diamond, iron, stone, wood, etc. has a different range. And we'll actually test that today, because I'm not entirely sure. So, as you guys can see here, we're 1, 2, 3, 4. That's on the 5th block, so we're technically, well, there's 6 blocks away. If we stand here, we can actually hit him, which is quite far. The range is much better. Especially if you're using a sword. It makes sense. If you're using a sword, you should be able to attack a little bit further. From this distance, we just don't hit this guy. When we're standing on this, we can hit this dude, and he's simply dead. Now, as we go along, the weapons start to change. The mechanics start to change. So with an axe, if we try and stand on the same one as we did previously, we can't hit this guy. We simply cannot hit this guy with an axe. Now, an axe is so-called classed as a weapon in Minecraft now because of how strong it is. But if we have to stand technically 4 blocks away in order to hit this creeper, which is, again, very different compared to a sword. The next one we have in here, these 3 are the same. From my testing, one of them was kind of controversial and a little bit different. Pickaxe, again, if we stand on this one, we can't hit this guy. We have to stand technically 3, 4 blocks away. We can then kill him. The next one we have inside of here, this is a shovel. So this one was a little bit controversial because I was, in some cases, getting this guy. In some cases, it doesn't seem to be happening right now. But the shovel was a little bit of a controversial one. It's exactly like the axe and the pickaxe. You're basically going to have to be 4 blocks away, and you basically kill yourself, the creeper. The next one is a hoe. And surprisingly, the hoe has the same range as a diamond sword. How weird is that? Now, that is definitely something I was not expecting to happen. We'll grab myself another creeper here as a test on me, just to show you guys. I was slightly confused, because how often would you use a hoe as a weapon in Minecraft? Not very often. So if we stand this far away, we can't hit him. Come to here, we can hit this creeper. And it does quite a bit of damage as well. I didn't realize how strong a hoe can actually be in Minecraft. So, hey, maybe people are going to start wielding hoes to attack things now. The next one is a fishing rod. Not technically a weapon, but could be used as a weapon if you really wanted to. This one, you have to be even... Well, it's the same as an axe, pickaxe, and shovel. You can still attack the creeper. I'm guessing this range is going to be the same for all items as well. So with your bare hand. And I've not actually tried with my bare hand, so we'll definitely do that as well. And then this one is a trident. A trident has the exact same range as a diamond sword and a hoe. So diamond sword, hoe, and trident all have the same range. You can see here. I haven't tried this one a little bit. We'll try this one block further. Okay, let's try it from here. Can we get you? No, we can't get him from there. Because the trident is actually a lot longer compared to other tools and weapons. And of course, you guys have seen the new combat mechanics in action in terms of like not spam attacking, but hold attack. They don't want to call it spam attacking now. So if we stand here on this one, can we kill it with our fists? So fist is the same as your pickaxe. I do want to test this though with the likes of your wooden ones, your iron ones, your stone ones, and your gold ones. As good. If we stand here, we can't hit them. We stand on this one. Same with this one. Wait, iron? Really? Surely that's not the case. Maybe he's a little bit too far back. There you go. The iron one does hit him. Okay. Come on, Creeper. You're making me look like a doofus here. So you can hit them with... Alright, so my guess is all swords, shovels, axes, pickaxes, they're going to be the exact same as diamond ones. I was using diamond because, well, most Minecraft players like to use diamond. So moving on to the next change that has happened in this update. Shields have no warm-up delay. Shields active while crouching. This is something that they have taken from the Bedrock version in order to activate your shield. It's a really useful feature. So if we grab ourselves this, I also want to make sure we do have ourselves a diamond sword as well. So obviously if we hit F on the keyboard, your shield is now in your right hand. You can obviously still hold right to activate this. Now if you're doing that, you really can't attack. I'm tapping down my attack. You can't attack. You are literally defending yourself. Now the cool thing is, if we now crouch, as you can see we are crouching, you can then start to attack. So you're going to be able to defend yourself against mobs, probably the Ravager, the Illager Beast, this way, and I'm simply holding this down. So I basically got two things active at once, and again, this is like the Bedrock version. You crouch to activate your shield, which I think makes sense. You're defending yourself, you're blocking yourself. It's brilliant. Like, you can see there's no delay as well. Things are active straight away. You right click, you've literally got yourself guarding, and you can spam attack. Well, not spam attack, but you hold attack. I keep calling it spam attack, but I need to make sure I inform you guys that it's not a spam attack, it's some form of a holding attack. So what I do want to do is I want to turn it to nighttime and show you guys how this works. So let's start off with a couple of zombies and see how this works. Now if we crouch, we aren't technically taking any damage. We can literally hold them at bay. Now obviously if there's going to be a lot of them, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and you will notice that your shield will take a lot of damage, you can see here. But you can simply hold attack now. So when you are fighting a whole range of mobs at one time, it's going to be a lot easier. So let's do this one more time, then we'll skip the skeletons. So this time I've spawned in a little bit more. Now I'm just going to show you guys that you can still block without crouching at this moment, which I'm not crouching. But then when we do go into crouch mode, we still have the ability to then still hold down attack and do some serious damage to these mobs. And we are doing some serious damage to these mobs as well. Which, it's so much easier as a Minecraft player. And not only is it going to be great for the current Minecraft players, it's going to be good for the new players that get introduced to the game as well. Because like, as Jeb said, the new players are like, well, I don't like it, I don't know what to do. So let's move to skeletons. I'm only going to do one of these, otherwise they'll end up killing each other. I'm simply crouching. Now, you got to be really careful with skeletons, because these guys are a little bit more nimble. They don't technically come to you. They kind of avoid you and try and get you from a distance. But you can see it's just so much better. It is just so much better. But you could still do the exact same as what I was previously doing, or you could previously do in Minecraft. That's like, use your shield to block until you are closer. Let them block and then get closer. Block, get closer, and then you just simply kill this guy. And again, it just seems so much better to be doing this. Now, I've got myself a Ravager here. I want to make sure I heal myself up a bit before we do start to attack this and get myself a brand new shield. So what I want to do now is just show you that you can hold off a Ravager, of course, using your shield. So we're going to spawn this thing in. I'm going to crouch. I do have a golden apple just in case. You can see that this thing does some serious damage to your shield, but I am simply crouching and we can attack this. So every time he comes towards me, I technically shouldn't have any problems at all. Granted that this thing does do some serious damage to your shield, but if you have mending and unbreaking, you're not going to be too worried. Without me blocking, I do take some serious damage, and just from seeing that, you can see it is a little bit too easy. Maybe there will be some tweaks to make it a little bit more difficult, but in terms of shield, there is also one more change. And if we go to creative and I grab myself another creeper here, I believe it's to do with the critical hit. So you can still critical hit, guys, by the way, which is like the so-called attack like this, which is called a critical hit in Minecraft. I believe the critical hit, you can. I'm crouching and still critical hitting there as well. It's quite an interesting one. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. So as explained by Jeb, sweeping is now done with the enchantment. You need to have sweeping edge in order to have some form of sweep attack, and you can see in action right there. Let's try it while spam attacking though, while holding down attack. You don't technically see the whole swipe system unless you're tapping. When you're tapping, you do see the swipe, but when you're not, and you're simply holding it down, you don't necessarily see the sweeping attack. Now, for me, I only ever use sweeping when I'm using farms, or like if there's a big group of skeletons or zombies attacking me. That's when I think it's most useful. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. But those are some very important changes within Minecraft that have happened. We'll run through it one more time. Much faster attacks. Attacks can only happen when fully charged, even if spam clicking. Weapons have different range. Weapon, attack stop. The attack timer still charges to 100. Sweep, which I'm just showing you right now. Critical, jump attack bypasses shields. Shields have no warm-up delay, and shields can be activated while crouching. Now, there is one more, which is... At 200, you can perform special attacks. Crit, sweeping, knockback, and these attacks have much longer reach. So I'm a little bit confused on that one thing, because I'm not entirely sure what is classed as being 200. Is that classed as being 200? I don't really know, but in some cases you will perform critical damage, you will perform knockback, and you will perform sweeping without having the enchantment. And I'm really excited for this. Leave your feedback down below. Let me know what you think about this. Have a great day. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.